I had some realistic expectations about the type of athlete and wrestler I am. Coming in, I knew I wasn't going to be the guy who's not going to lose a single college match.
We saw a young man who was just starting to grow and develop. A lot of charisma, some leadership skills, but could have a great effect on the people around him as well.
My dad's black, my mom's white, we're biracial, so that played a little bit of part into kind of how we were raised. We grew up in Minnesota, the Twin Cities area, kind of the suburbs just north of Minneapolis. When I was in high school, I was just a jock. I grew up playing sports, wrestling, and football. I've had instances within school and in sports being called racial slurs or something and then just not getting a response from the people around me. That's kind of where I think my tipping point was. I've always been a passionate leader, whether it be in football or wrestling. It's easy to repost something on Instagram or Twitter and feel like you did something, which in a sense, maybe you did. But like, for me, it's like, is that enough? Starting my sophomore year, I was involved with an organization here on campus called SAC, so Student Athlete Advisory Committee, just advocating for student athletes and kind of being a liaison between them and the administration.
He started taking advantage of those opportunities and using kind of his personality to really grow and develop and affect like the student body, not just himself.
Back in May of 2020, I remember I was in my room and I got a text and some group message, y'all need to check out this video, look what just happened.
All right, what's your name? George. George? George Floyd.
It's the video of the officer kneeling on the back of George Floyd's neck. Couldn't watch the whole thing because you're seeing this man's life being taken from him. Realizing where this took place kind of hit me. I'm like, oh, like this, I know where this is. This is Minneapolis. Like this is my hometown. Like this is nuts. There's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. Your city's up in flames. It was real palpable anger, and I felt it too. My dad is a law enforcement officer in Minnesota. In one sense, I'm angry at the system, I'm angry at police too. In the other sense, like my dad is one of those guys who wears a uniform. So I'm worried about his safety from seeing, all this anger and violence.
We're taking flares from the intersection of Lincoln and Minneapolis.
I remember calling him one night, like, all right, you just gotta call me when you get home. Just make it home, just make it home. I had a hard time sleeping. I had to delete, Instagram and Twitter because I felt like I was in a constant state of anger and frustration. There would be nights where I would just be so upset, like I would just cry, just not knowing why, but like I'm emotional. Like there's people are hurting, our country is hurting, and black people are dying, and like this is not okay. Like it didn't matter where I was or who I was talking to, like I'm gonna talk about this because it's on my mind. It wasn't something that I could put away. My teammates are like my brothers, my family. This stuff is bothering me, so like you guys, we need to talk about it because you guys see what's going on, so we need to talk about it.
He always had things to think about, or check this out, let me know what you think about that. There's always something that he would add to those Zoom meetings from an awareness standpoint. With his father in law enforcement in Minneapolis, like he can see multiple sides of the coin. That has allowed him to reach people maybe on both sides of the issue. This summer, Jared joined the Big Ten Anti-Hate, Anti-Racism Coalition.
We have people from 14 major institutions. Like, we have got university presidents on the call. Talking about innocent people being murdered and racial violence is not fun, but at the same time we need to confront these things and have conversations about them. In my position, that's what I'm gonna do. What we're fighting for on these coalitions and through this work is equity. Some of my favorite teammates may not have been, the best wrestler, but they're good people who would do something. It's kind of the person that I've aspired to be.